I don't think that there's any standards within the community. I was watching a couple streams yesterday, including I was watching Sarah Garvey on O'Shea Duke Jackson's live stream yesterday. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. That's my guy. We kick it or whatever. And not to beat on a dead horse because I'm kind of over this whole division beef stuff. I think that it's fun and it's entertaining to play in every once in a while. But then it just gets old. It gets tired after a while. And you want to talk about some other things. You want to add value, right? So, but what I found when I was listening to it, right? And anybody that listened to the interview that I did with him and then listened to the interview that O'Shea Duke Jackson did with him, and then forget the interview. Look more into the comments, right? And the comments, and it's funny because I commented on O'Shea Duke Jackson's show last night, and I said, dang, I ain't even got my TV up right now. I get it later. And I said, you don't really have to do anything in the black community anymore. All you got to do is just show up and present yourself as a part of the sphere of whatever it is. Honestly, you don't have to do anything anymore. That's the honest to God truth. The only thing that you have to do is that you say whatever it is that you want to say that aligns with the majority of the people. It's the same thing as church. Anybody can get up in the pulpit as long as they can ha and they wear a black turtleneck and then they throw on a dashikis every once in a while. Maybe they leave their hair nappy and all of that type of stuff. And you don't actually have to do anything. That's the real reason why black people are behind and why they down is because there is no real requirement or barrier to entry as to why you should be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. Whether you talking about the job market, right? Let me break it down for you. I'm gonna put the final cap on this thing. All right. Think about it like this. In the black community, we have no real standards. Okay. Let's take it off of Sarah Garvey. Let's take it off just pearly things. Let's take it off on the division that's happening across this small portion of the internet like it really matters, right? And let's just really think about the black community as a whole or the black culture, right? Because the black culture does not just comprise of just black people or the black community. There's a lot of different people that's immersed in this culture. A lot of people call it hip hop culture. A lot of people call it the black culture and all of this rap culture. Toxic culture, you name it, they say it, right? But think about it like this, and let's just break it down section by section, piece by piece. You can go up and say, I'm a spokesperson for black men, black women, whatever, right? And I found that on the internet, you can't just be who it is that you want to be anymore. Because it's too easy to find out who it is that you really are. We know if you got a kid. We know if you married. We know if you got money. We know if you don't, right? We know if you were born in a specific city. We know everything there is to really know about you that you really need to know. And most people don't even use their real names. Think about that for a minute. Most people don't use their real names, and it's a reason for that. The very thing that I said that I was going to do when I got in this game, for better or for worse, regardless of how much it was going to hurt me or help me, and people being able to tax you, dox you, look you up, whatever. I said that I'm going to use my real name and I'm going to be authentically whoever it is that I am, right? And it really didn't, it doesn't matter about the criticism is, oh, Anton got a big head. I know, and I got a big dick too. Say that part also, right? Please say the baby. But I mean, think about it. It's the same thing in church. Anybody can get up on the pulpit, and as long as they huff, holler, and scream, you're going to say, yeah, preacher preached a good word. And then next thing you know, the whole community is destroyed and nobody is actually doing anything for anybody. Our standards when it comes to work, everybody is trying to take a shortcut. Hey, Anton, how can I get a quick certificate? Hey, Anton, how can I just get in the door? Why they don't just hire felons, right? When it comes to your neighborhood and your communities. Oh, man, you realer than a dude that actually went to school if you decide not to tell and make your community properties and values worse, if you decide to not report the crime that's happening in your community, because we're a bigger advocate for criminals than we are for the people that's actually doing it the right way. We hate the square, and we champion the dude that is in and out of jail and prison, has got his stripes and didn't tell on nobody. That's who we are. We hate the square even when it comes to relationships. We talk about how a square is the loser and a dude that slept with everybody and got babies everywhere is the person that every woman wants within the black community. The people that actually is not married are the biggest talkers and speakers. Think about it. If the fastest way for you to be able to build wealth within your community is to have a strong family unit, then why are the people that have the most to say the ones that's the least available or the ones that's the biggest advocates against the marriage to black women? Now, I don't say, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not a manosphere. Like, I've never been in a manosphere, right? I'm just Anton. And so I say, listen, don't simp, but it's ways for you to be successfully married if that's what you decide to do. So the barrier to entry in order for you to be pro-black is not that you don't even have to be married anymore, let alone to a black woman. You don't have to have a black kid. You don't have to take care of your kid. You can be a single baby mama. You can be a single baby father. You can be an ex-drug dealer. You don't actually even have to show your face anymore if you're on a live stream. You don't have to put any money in anybody's pocket. You could have robbed black people. You ain't even got to be neutral. You can actually go and do the thing that's worse for black people and then come back and keep it real because you a real nigga. And all you got to go and get you a fight the power chain like Flavor Flav and get you a African Bombada chain. And then that makes you what? Better than who? Honestly, think about this shit for a minute. Look, go through and look at each and every single individual that says that they're pro-black on the internet. And I mean every spokesperson on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of your favorite platforms, including Facebook. And then go through, if they've been on the internet for any extended period of time, go through and see what their life is like. They pimps. They've been pimping on y'all. They pimp on your daughter. They pimp on your chick. They don't give a fuck about the women. They snitched on their homeboy that was actually the good guy and threw him under the bus in order for them to get a leg up. They not educated. They hate you. They despise you. They want the worst for you. And the people that's actually the best for you, that's actually doing the things in the community, those are the ones that they actually going to go against and kill. And then they going to call them a coon. So I'm not convinced. I'm not sold. I'm not impressed by anything or anyone that says that they're anything other than exactly who they are. And that's why I call everybody chameleons, because you can't sell me on shit. You can't tell me nothing. What you gonna tell me? Everything, every single measurable thing that you can define what success looks like in the black community, I beat you. There is nobody and no one that y'all are all championing and highlighting on any level, whether it be stability, loyalty, marriage, success, finances, hiring black people, putting back money in your community, sending people to college or funding businesses, and spirituality. In no way, shape, form possible is any of these people even remotely close to me. And that is a fact. These are things that we can really measure. Not how much you say you pro-black, not how many Kangos, black Kangos you put on your head, not how nappy your hair is. At the end of the day, when you talk about measurables, when we go through and we look at the stats, the one thing that I like about Skip and Shannon, ESPN, and all of these different things is that they have metrics. They say, listen, this is how much better that you are when you're on the floor, and when you leave the floor, this is how much worse the team gets. These are how many rings you have. These are how many assists you got, points, how long you've been doing it, right? When we have these conversations, let's talk measurables. Let's talk measurables. In what way, shape, or form, because again, I don't go by what you say, I go by what you do. I don't care how many people you say you for, I want to see how many you helped. In what way, shape, or form is anybody that's on any of these panels, in any of these spaces even remotely close to you? Who? Where? When? How? Who, what, when, where, how? And sometimes why? So I'm not, it doesn't impress me. It doesn't mean anything to me. When you put the stats up on the board on the Summer Jam screen, none of it means anything.